Indiana Jones and his friends found themselves hiding in the dense forest, trying to escape from the dangerous Jovitos tribe. Indiana told his companion, Satipo, that this was the forest where the treasure had been hidden. As they ventured deeper, they stumbled upon a cave full of strange species, but they managed to evade them. After a lot of hardship, they finally reached the idol. Just as Indiana grabbed it, the cave began to collapse. He threw the idol to Satipo, but in a shocking twist, Satipo betrayed him, leaving Indiana behind. Alone, Indiana somehow survived the cave's destruction. Later, he witnessed Satipo's death and took the idol for himself, escaping as the cave crumbled. However, Belloc, a cunning archaeologist, had manipulated the Jovitos into stopping Indiana, and they took the idol from him. Indiana fled and eventually found safety in a plane, where he reunited with his old friend Jock. Indiana handed over some pieces of an ancient ark to Marcus Brody and told him he needed $2,000 to sell the pieces in Marrakesh. Marcus suggested they sell them to Army Intelligence, which was also interested in the ark. Indiana was introduced to Major Eaton, who praised Indiana for his talents and knowledge, even mentioning that he studied under Professor Ravenwood. They told him about a German archaeological dig taking place in the desert outside Cairo, where the Nazis had discovered something about Tanis, a lost city, and its connection to the Ark of the Covenant. Indiana explained that Tanis might be the resting place of the Ark, the sacred chest that once held the Ten Commandments. The Ark had mysteriously disappeared from the Temple of Solomon, and Indiana believed the Egyptian pharaoh Shishak may have hidden it in Tanis. The Nazis were after a key artifact, the headpiece of the Staff of Ra, which would help them locate the Well of Souls where the Ark was hidden. Marcus revealed that the Army Intelligence wanted Indiana to locate the Ark before the Nazis did, offering him a handsome reward, while the museum would take possession of the Ark. Indiana, however, wanted to first find Marion Ravenwood, the woman connected to his past. Marcus urged him to focus on the Ark, as it was too dangerous a mission, but Indiana insisted. In Nepal, Indiana reunited with Marion, but their relationship was tense. She punched him, angry over how he had treated her in the past. Despite his apologies, she refused to forgive him. Indiana, however, convinced her to give him a piece of her father's collection, which was crucial to the search for the Ark. Marion reluctantly agreed, but their reunion was cut short when strange men came after them, demanding the piece. Indiana fought them off and saved Marion, who then offered him a partnership. Together, they traveled to Cairo. In Cairo, Indiana met with Salah, a trusted ally, who told him about the Germans, led by Belloc, who were close to finding the Ark. Salah revealed that Belloc had a copy of the headpiece of Ra, and if they were digging in the wrong spot, it could be disastrous. The two set off to find the correct location. Along the way, Marion's monkey, which had been following them, led them to a mysterious man. They were soon ambushed by German agents, who captured Marion. Indiana tried to rescue her, but they escaped in a truck, where Indiana used his skills to fight the attackers. As the truck exploded, Belloc taunted Indiana, comparing them as two men with a shared passion for archaeology. The two men had similar goals, but their methods differed drastically. Belloc, working for the Nazis, was willing to betray anyone to get what he wanted. As Indiana and Salah worked tirelessly to uncover the Ark's location, they stumbled upon the map room where the headpiece of Ra revealed the path to the Well of Souls. In the process, Marion was kidnapped by Belloc, who kept her as a captive to manipulate Indiana. Inside the cave, they found the Ark, but it was surrounded by snakes, something Indiana feared. However, he bravely plunged into the pit, burning the snakes to get closer to the Ark. When the box was opened, it seemed to contain nothing but snakes. But upon closer inspection, it was clear the Ark held something much more powerful. Belloc and his men, including the Nazis, arrived to claim the Ark, and Indiana, with the help of Salah, managed to escape with the sacred artifact. Marion and Indiana were eventually trapped in a room, and the Nazis planned to leave them to die. But Indiana, using his resourcefulness, broke through the walls and escaped, rescuing Marion along the way. The two joined forces and fought back against Belloc's men, using all their cunning and strength to thwart the Nazis. After an intense battle, Indiana was eventually able to take control of the situation. He followed a truck carrying the Ark, managing to sneak aboard and fight his way through the Nazi guards. Indiana took the Ark and escaped, although he sustained a gunshot wound in the process. He reunited with Salah and Marion, and they made plans to meet up with Mr. Katanga, who would help them transport the Ark. However, Belloc and his men were still in pursuit, and Indiana had to deal with the consequences of his actions. The Ark was stored safely on the boat, but Belloc and his men soon captured Marion. Indiana, now in disguise as a Nazi soldier, joined the convoy to Berlin. There, he warned Belloc and the Nazis that the Ark was dangerous, and that he would destroy it if they didn't release Marion. But when the Ark was opened, it revealed a dazzling light that was more powerful than anyone could have imagined. Indiana warned Marion not to look at the light, but it was too late. As the Ark's power was unleashed, terrifying souls emerged from it, consuming all who looked upon it. Belloc and the Nazis were destroyed, and the Ark's power was sealed away. Indiana and Marion, terrified but alive, embraced each other, grateful for their survival. Dr. Brody, an expert on the Ark, informed Indiana that their research on the Ark was ongoing, but Indiana merely shrugged it off, calling them bureaucratic fools. In the end, Indiana had saved the day once again, but his adventures were far from over.